The perception of reality you hold filters out what you experience and how you react, and therefore what becomes of your life going forward. And this is why it's so challenging when you have these behavior and thinking patterns from the past that direct your life on autopilot through the future. Hi, a little video today to share with you my thoughts on why I like to react in a seemingly opposite of way of how I'm supposed to. So for example, I like to react positively to a seemingly negative event that happens to me. And I like to be more serious or calm when something good happens. So kind of the opposite of how you're supposed to. I'm recording this while sitting outside on a wall. Hi! To this event I traveled across the city for. I was 15 minutes late, so the door's closed, the alarm isn't working. I think they turned it off, the door alarm. And my text isn't going through, so I'm waiting outside, or I'm sitting outside. You know, I don't like the feeling of waiting. The reason I think it's so important to not give in to the first initial emotional reaction that's very tempting whenever something happens to you, but especially in a difficult moments where you just want to cry, be angry, be frustrated. I mean, when I was knocking on the door, I started feeling like these old feelings of not being very important, of being left behind or just not looked after. But you see, that isn't real, that isn't true. When you're late to a mindfulness event, it's normal and considerate, to turn off your phone. So in Kabbalah, there's this teaching that whenever you encounter a difficult moment, there is a means of instant gratification that comes from Satan. Some people call it Satan, but it's a negative force that tempts you with an instant gratification of a negative emotional reaction, which you get the gratification of, for example, calling someone who's not responding 50 times, or yelling or arguing. A lot of these instant gratifications that actually do feel good in the moment. It's like scratching a mosquito bite, right? But it actually really hurts you in the long term. When I was much younger, I was the kind of girl who would scratch at my legs when I had a mosquito bite until it would bleed and leave a scar. The thing is, when I was scratching that mosquito bite, it felt really good. It was harming my body. It was hurting, damaging my skin. But it did feel nice. And that's the same effect you have when you do an immediate trigger loop to a challenging situation. Now, because I've been learning Kabbalah, which really improved these thought patterns in my life, I was able to pause and think, what kind of opportunity is this showing me? So I think the easy thing for me to do would have been to just keep knocking and then start going into this thought loop of feeling sorry for myself, which is, I think, a really easy version of instant gratification. It's always decadent. It feels decadent and not very challenging to just feel sorry for yourself. Like, I'm this little girl who's different from everyone and they don't care about me. I'm not important. All of these negative thoughts that really don't have basis in current reality. So I took a step back, and what I'm doing now is I take inventory of my surroundings, so I really become present. I noticed there's a really cute fence, and it's quite tall. So I'm perched on it like a bird. See? I'm not afraid of heights. And this, in my mind, became an opportunity for me. It became an opportunity for me to actually show you, step by step, how to approach a triggering situation. Now, whenever you're expanding your consciousness, there's also another metaphor in Kabbalah that I learned of the bottle, of the human being being the vessel for the soul's expansion and to contain more light from God, from the Creator, from all the good stuff that we wish to obtain in life. Except our negative patterns actually block us. So think of it like a bottle inside the ocean, deep inside the water. When you have a bottle filled with air, there's a lot of pressure and it's uncomfortable, and the bottle wants to float back up to the surface. But what happens once you unscrew the lid? The water comes rushing in, and then the pressure goes away. And then as you change the depth, you also change the water pressure and you adjust the vessel. It's not about praying to change everything in your surroundings so that it can make you happy. It's about becoming the right person with the strength and the steadfastness so that you know you can trust in yourself to deal with any situation that comes your way. So in life, when you're expanding, in Kabbalah they teach you, when you're expanding your vessel to accommodate more light, to become more powerful and steadfast, you feel this expansion as discomfort, as tests, and they show up in these moments where they're quite challenging. And the moment where you expand yourself, it's uncomfortable. So this is what it's like when you get these tests in your reality. So if you're perhaps, for example, outgrowing an old negative belief pattern of I am not important and I am always the ugly duckling of the group, which is something I expunge from my subconscious, you'll notice these beliefs triggered so you can actually face them. The thing is, the negative emotion is not the issue. It is the belief system in that negative emotion that is the issue that you need to identify and resolve, to integrate and to dissolve eventually that negative belief. Because the thing with these belief patterns, they become your reality. Because the perception of reality you hold filters out what you experience and how you react, and therefore what becomes of your life going forward. And this is why it's so challenging when you have these behavior and thinking patterns from the past that direct your life on autopilot through the future. So every time you're faced with a challenging situation where your negative feelings, whatever that may be, like I'm going to be abandoned, I need to prove myself to be lovable, I need to use my body for people to like me, or I need to do a lot for other people in order to get their attention, or I need to get attention at all costs. All of these are examples of how these subconscious beliefs can make you filter out your life in ways that hurt you. And it's extremely uncomfortable in the moment, but the moment of pain is where you can actually identify what that subconscious belief is and extract it. So in these moments, your vessel is being expanded for light. So why am I filming a video in this moment? I had to pause, think, why is this happening to me? And then identify the negative emotion that's coming. No one's opening the door for me. Their phone is off. No one's responding. I could go through a whole list of in the past when people did not pick up their phone for me, where they ignored me, and it made me feel like nothing. I could have interpreted this happening to this closed door, literally and metaphorically, in this sense. But it's actually a great thing. You know why this is a great thing? And I'm so grateful this happened? Because it reshaped my brain. Because I'm thinking here, how can I use this to my advantage? I can stop, pause, climb up this really cute wall, and film a video instead of going to this event. And in this moment, I realize life is really just what you make of it. In these very challenging moments, you have a lot more power than what you may believe you do. But it's that moment of pain where you're challenged to think beyond how you would normally think. This is why when you want to transform how you move through life, you're going to do things that the old you would just find so strange or weird, or in the past you would not have even thought to behave in such a way. So here I am, sitting on this brick wall like a little bird, filming this video to help you guys out in your moments of stress going forward. And look, there is this beautiful little pole over here. It's got a bunch of wires connected to it. And in my mind, I think this is how the internet, this is how collective consciousness feels for me. And I think it's a beautiful symbol. So that's it for today. That's it for this video. I'm really grateful that I got to learn such a beautiful lesson out of this challenging moment, where the old me could have just freaked out, like the 20-year-old Wan Lin living in Paris with like really no real friends, with self-esteem issues, would have reacted totally differently. And I think shadows, like little whiffs of our old selves, come back to test us, to like wave once in a while. And it's in moments like this where you stop, you identify the challenge, and then the immediate reactive feeling you have of resentment, betrayal, sadness, abandonment, those feelings, it's in those moments where you can identify them as being a false perception, and getting to the root of that negative belief to see how it was implanted in you and how you can actually remove it, so that going forward in life, you're not subject to this GPS system of your past traumas. That's it for this video. I love y'all so much. You can find me on Instagram under La Princesse des Beaux-Arts. I'm gonna go listen to a beautiful podcast now and enjoy a raspberry cookie. Bye! I'm gonna show you this really cute wall. I love like sitting on tall places. It's really cute. Isn't that pretty? Okay, bye. Thumbnail clip. I got it.